Have a nice day, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. My topic is about the use of instructional design models for e-learning by Michelle B. Maligli. What is e-learning? E-learning or electronic learning is the delivery of learning and training through digital resources. How to ensure that your online course material is organized, processed, as well as available to the right and targeted audience. An effective learning experience comes when there is no odd complexity. To avoid complexity, information must be organized in the intuitive manner that would help learners orient in the course material, allowing their brains to learn in the way they do it best. What is an instructional design model? It refers to a framework or process that helps to develop the instructional material for training. An e-learning course needs great effort and time for its development, so the mistake can cost a lot. Thus, implementation of a strong and effective plan of action is needed. Here's a thoughtful instructional design model. First, assist instructional designers in providing a strong structure as well as the meaning of the course material. Second, enables instruction designers to visualize the needs of training and easily break down the training material designing process into steps. Third, provides set guidelines to make sure training or course material addresses the set learning objectives while meeting the intended expectations. Different instructional design models. There are various approaches that can be adopted for training course development. These design models will help you grasp how our mind assimilates, absorbs, and retains information. Hence, you can create an e-learning course that will create meaningful experience while offering real-world value. Let's have a look at the top 5 instructional design models used for developing e-learning courses. First, we have the ADDIE model. It was created by the Florida State University in 1975. This model was used to develop training programs for the United States Army. ADDIE stands for A. Analysis, D. Design, another D stands for Develop, I for Implement, and E for Evaluate. Here is a brief description of the steps involved in ADDIE methodology. First step is analysis. In this step, the developer ascertains the need for training. This is determined by the exhaustive accumulation of information while profiling target students and understanding the expectations and needs of the organization. The second step is design. In this step, developers choose the instruction strategy, write objectives, and select right medium and delivery methods. Third step is development. The course material is developed according to the expectations formulated in the previous design phase. The fourth step is implementation. The course is rolled out, released, delivered to the students, and the impact results are monitored. Lastly, we have step 5, evaluation. Developers collaborate with relevant clients and based on learner feedback, analytic, and surveys, evaluate the overall impact. Here we have the second instructional model, which is the SAM, Successive Approximation Model. Mostly, this instructional design model is used as an alternative to ADDIE. SAM. The approach reflects the idea that an e-learning project can be completed with fewer errors and in less time. For instance, if you have ever experienced designing an e-learning project and found a planning flaw in the end, then SAM is the right model for you. The approach helps in dividing or completing the project in different small steps, letting you retool things if needed. SAM is an agile development model created by Michael Allen, a pioneer and leader in the design of interactive multimedia learning tools and applications. It has three phases: preparation, iterative design, and iterative development. It emphasizes on taking small and manageable steps while collaborating with the client at each step and iterating, getting closer to the client's expectation. When we talk about preparation, this phase offers two steps. Example, information collection in Sabi Start. In this step, you gather the background information before entering into the actual design aspect. The information lets you understand the client's requirements in a better way along with organizational goals, needs, and expected outcome. Next is iterative design. This involves project planning or assessing the budget and timeline that can be affected by project development details. It involves consideration of risk, communication, scope, resource implication, and schedule. And here we have the iterative development. This step involves design proof, the functional and visual demonstration of recommended solution with a sample of various components to be proved and tested viability, but are more usable and functional than prototypes. Moving on, we have the third instructional model, which is the rapid instructional designs. The rapid instructional design is considered as a replacement for various conventional instructional design models. In the viewpoint of various proponents, this particular model is implementable due to rapid and dynamic shifts in learning technology and educational priorities. This design model makes use of accelerated design strategies and boosts course prototypes which are not lengthy to develop and can easily be modified and adapted on the fly. The design approach is for fast-paced e-learning environments. The four pillars to consider in taking rapid instructional design include: first is prepare. It is a chance to make the first impression on learners by emphasizing goals and benefits. Second is present. Provide learners required information to apply the new knowledge in the practical world. Third is practice. E-learning scenarios, simulations, and video demos enable the learner to put their learned knowledge into practice. Fourth is perform. This requires the evaluation and assessment to test the proficiency and learning comprehension. Fourth is the dig, carry, and carry system design model. This is more of a systematic instructional design model. This is similar to ID model, being sequential in nature. The model revolves around the idea that the learner actively participates in the learning process. The model integrates learner skills, needs, and learning context into the instructional design. The key components of this instructional design model include: a certain learning objectives and goals, carry out a thorough analysis, research your target audience to figure out traits and behaviors. We have developed some performance objectives based on specific criteria and tasks. Develop e-learning assessments based on needs and preferences of learners. And we have make your instructional design plan. Select only appropriate e-learning resources and activities. and evaluate the course to pinpoint improvement areas known as formative evaluation. Then, validate that the e-learning content properly aligns with intended outcomes, known as summative evaluation. The last model is rapid prototyping. The concept of rapid prototyping in terms of instructional design is to create learning experience through a continual design assessment cycle that may continue throughout the project life. Before being recognized in the e-learning industry, rapid prototyping was first popular in the field of software. Considering the cyclical structure of this instructional design model, it is usually classified as the spiral model. The steps that are involved in rapid prototyping include: define the basic concept, establish a major skeletal system or framework, and then assess the basic refined concept by performing user evaluations, and then implement the required changes on the basis of user evaluations. The process is generally repeated as many times as it deems necessary to provide only the quality e-learning deliverable. Which instructional design model is best to go with? Each of these discussed instructional design models suggests a different approach to developing an e-learning course, but all of them are there to fulfill the same purpose: development of a systematic training course that successfully addresses the fundamental learning objectives. However, not all of them address the shifting dynamics in the education along with a variety of delivery methods implemented now. Regardless which instructional learning design model you select, don't forget that e-learning project planning and management takes time. You must go through each step of the overall process thoroughly. These instructional design models are there to make the e-learning planning process less time to consume and easier. That's all about my report. Thank you for listening.